hey, how you doing?
Hi.
This is Miss Teleoso, the one and only. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Okay, so this is what I need you to do. I need you to introduce yourself, kind of tell the people who you are and what you do.
I am Teleoso. I am a songwriter / artist.
Yay! And she is cold, let me tell you. So, got this interview going, got some questions that the people want to know answers to. So are you ready?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
All right. And I know I'm pointing the wrong way. Okay. Anyway, well, tell us, Miss Teleoso, where were you born? Where did you grow up? We're going to take it way back.
So, believe it or not, I was actually originally born in New Orleans and lived in Metairie till I was around like 5. But then, I moved to Texas, so I'm pretty much like a Texan.
You're a Texan. You're a Taco Tuesday person. But
Fact.
yeah, but guess what? In New Orleans, we're Taco Tuesday too, all about it. So we like
I think every Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. So, and you grew up in Texas. What part of Texas? Dallas?
I lived in San Antonio for a while, then Arlington and Dallas. So,
what's your favorite place in Texas?
Dallas, of course.
Of course, you're going to say that, even if it's not. But it is Dallas. It is Dallas.
It is.
So, as a kid, did you get in trouble a lot? Because we watch you on social media, and you're a little naughty. So I'm sure
I did get in trouble. I think I had a turning point. I think I was actually a really good kid at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, I think when I turned a teenager, I was typical teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Adults are stupid and I knew everything. So that's when it kind of went,
Well, no, not really, because that shapes your personality. So that's why we get who we get.
Well, that's not a good thing, depending on who you ask.
So what's the worst thing you did as a kid, if you want to share that? Or a teen?
I don't really think, I don't know. I was just you couldn't tell me anything was probably my biggest problem.
Mm-hmm.
And also cracking jokes. I was that kid that couldn't stop laughing in class. So I had to go to the hallway and finish laughing outside.
Oh, wow. So they allowed you to do that?
Oh,
what now? Was outside the classroom the principal's office, or just, you need some time?
A lot of time in ISS and in the principal's office, but I feel I just like to joke, and that's just something that I think it's just part of me. So I'm going to laugh if I don't do anything else.
Right. And, you kind of need that, especially in an education system. Not all the time, but, and I'm sure you were the ones cracking the jokes, right?
Pretty much.
Oh, you were bad. I love it. I'm just glad I wasn't your teacher. That's all.
Right.
So tell me, describe yourself as a child, which you kind of did a little bit. And did music influence you at all as a child or a teenager?
I want to say not really as a child, because no one in my family really has any musical background. I think it was more as my teenage years, I kind of started writing poetry. I think I was low-key emo. You know how those people are emo? So I was I've always been able to really adapt, be in touch with my feelings. Mm-hmm. And I'm an empath, so when it's the gift and the curse, anytime someone's going through something, I feel just everything so deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And so I write poetry, and then one day one of my friends was you should be a rapper, and I was yeah, okay. And then he taught me how to count bars, and then it was kind of from that point forward.
Wow. So you're an empath. I'm kind of noticing a pattern here. Are you also introverted? Because you seem extroverted.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the thing. I'm what they call an ambivert. So I'm really an introvert, but I'm business enough to handle my business, to be extroverted as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
More extroverted with my people versus people I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also just jokes. If I'm embarrassed, I'm gonna crack a joke. If I fall or something, I'm gonna crack a joke. That's just what I do. When you're not supposed to laugh, I'm gonna laugh. So it seems as if I'm extroverted, when in actuality, I'm really not. I stay at home. I'd rather be like in a creative setting versus out in the club. So
Yeah, yeah. And you said that you were shy to me once. I'm like, shy? That's not one of.
I am. No one believes me.
Yeah, I would never say that you're shy because, I mean, girl, you've been in Facebook jail how many times?
I know, but those are just jokes, you know? It's like,
Funny, you're hilarious. And so that's why you have that following on social media because they like, what is Teely going to say today? Oh my God, no, she didn't.
I think a lot of times too, like I say what people want to say, but they're afraid to say.
Yeah,
so, you know.
Yeah, you're the one. Yeah, because a lot of times a lot of people think about what you, yeah, that's it. You're right. But it's hilarious. So where were your parents from? Because you said that.
My dad is from Philadelphia, and my mom is from San Antonio.
Ah, okay. How did they meet? I mean, I know this is kind of.
They met in New Orleans. Go figure.
New Orleans is the place. I'm telling you, it is. This is where creatives go to make other creatives and all that good stuff. So, so tell us, what are you doing? What are you doing now, as far as your job as a musician and an artist? And what do you do?
So, as you know, I used to rap, and then like I actually never really wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to just be a songwriter, but in order to get recognized as a songwriter, I had to put out music. And I'm grateful that people liked me as an artist, loved me as an artist, but it wasn't just, I knew that I was never willing to do everything it took to like be an artist. Like I said, the introverted part of me, I didn't really like being the center of attention, but I love everything about the creative process. So now I have crossed over into just songwriting, and I love it. I feel like I'm just totally in my purpose now, helping other artists. So I write for a bunch of different upcoming artists and submit, to major labels, and I'm painting my pictures, of course.
Oh, wow. So do you do just rap, or do you write?
No, I actually write it's crazy because I didn't even know I was capable of some of the stuff I've been writing now until I stepped out of the artist mode. But I do pop, R&B, all that. So I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
What about now?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So yeah, of course you can write because you did that as a teenager. You used to write poetry. So, to me, that's just another facet of being, able to write other things. So that's cool. I can write like that. So, and I'm always in awe at how y'all can take like a 3-minute song and be able to relay feelings through words and music. To me, it's just amazing. That's why I'm a fan. So, and I wish you would get back into rapping because, man.
I know everybody says that, but it's just like, I just feel like I kind of felt boxed in. Like people expected like a certain amount of lyricism from me or a certain amount of edginess where like, yeah, I feel like there's layers to me though, so it's like, yeah, there is that side, there is the joke side and the, straightforward side of me, but there's also like a side where, music is my way of being vulnerable because I'm not like a very overly emotional female. So that's my outlet to like be vulnerable because I do feel everything that other females feel. I just don't always act on it. But in songs, I feel like I could just be totally open and vulnerable without like being judged or someone stepping on my heart or using what I said against them, so
right.
It's just a way to be open.
That's what I love about your rapping because you do chime in on what women feel in relationships, about the dude that they're dating, about what they do, or about what they don't do. You cover the gamut, and that's what we miss. We get so many other types of, one type of rapping, which is fine. But I mean, women have so much more range and so many more feelings and other things that we deal with that are not being shared,
And I think these days, a lot of it is just like more of, it's about the money versus the love of it, which I totally get because it's like, I mean, yeah, I do this because I love it, but I want some money,
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people they focus more instead of originality. They focus more on like following the trend instead of like just standing out.
Right.
Is I think the biggest problem. People are afraid to go left when everyone's going right.
Right.
So that's what I think the biggest problem is.
And
but
a lot of people who are in the music industry, coming from a fan's point of view, we don't know what the hell we want to hear or what we like until we hear it. So,
right.
I mean, don't just keep going with the same thing. Try something else. If somebody's different, I love Prince for that reason, because he was outside of the box. He did what he was himself. And of course, I will always love him. Always. So, but that's what it's missing, I find, in the music industry for me. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think a lot of originality has been lost in the industry. And now with social media, everything is so gimmicky. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to like get on really quick by doing something stupid or outlandish. Where I feel like, in the past, it's been more like there was more realness and authenticity, where now it's just more like everybody's kind of on the same thing. But there are those artists. I mean, there are still artists out there that are original, that, bring something else that, is not what everyone else is doing.
Right. And they're not even really showcased, so it's kind of hard to find them unless you're really digging for that.
Right.
So, well, tell me, who are your musical influences for the rapping and then the songwriting? So what ladies... Or
I mean, I listen to like Missy Elliott, fire. She's like a genius on so many levels. I listen to like the older people. I'm a studier. Like, I know that I don't know everything. I remain a student, so I go back and listen to stuff before my time, before my parents' time. Like, I just go back and just study stuff, because everything is kind of recycled over time in a different way.
Right.
So, like, of course, I respect, like, the MC Lights, the Little Kims, all that. As far as, like, now I really listen to more, like, R&B more than anything, and pop songs, just to, as a writer, you have to be in tune with what's now.
Right.
So I know a lot of people from my generation, they're like, oh, these new artists are trash and this and that. But it's like, okay, our parents thought that we listened to Racket. Yes. So, it is what it is. But in actuality, like, instead of talking about the problem, let's come up with a solution. Mm-hmm. So, like, instead of being like bitter, like, why don't you help these up and coming artists, teach them, and all that stuff, so they can be better. But then you also have to be in tune. Like, everything now is more melody versus lyrics. Yeah. So yeah, you can be like super deep on lyrics, but that's not what I want to roll around in my car to. You know, I may listen to it like once or twice and be like, okay, they said that, but people want to vibe, you know?
Right. So who do you rock with in the industry now? I mean, who do you listen to?
Like I said, I listen to like Lucky Day, her, like more like R&B stuff.
Yes, Lucky Day is so talented. I'm like, oh yeah, I love.
Of course, Drake. I love Lucky Day, though.
Yeah, I do too. Drake.
Just like I said, more like vibey stuff versus just so much lyrics. Mm-hmm. You know. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I will listen to like some hip hop. But it's like I'm gonna always go back to that vibe.
Yeah, yeah, and she's been killing it.
Yes,
I love her too. So yeah, and I can feel what you're saying, because like when we were listening to rap back in the heyday, my mom was like, "Girl, turn that off. Turn that hippity hop off. That's just
NWA. Look,
it's like you're not listening. You gotta listen." And never rocked with it. So I understand. So what the younger people are doing is not necessarily bad. It's just different. That's all.
Right.
To learn, like you said, to kind of help them out if they want that, because sometimes they may not.
Right.
So yeah.
But think about it, like all that shoopy-doo music and stuff that like our grandparents were listening to, our parents were listening to and stuff. Like we didn't want, you know. That's not what is being made now.
Yeah, right. It's different, and it's supposed to, move. It's supposed to not be static. So
Right.
you gotta kind of accept that. And if you don't, well,
Exactly.
it's just going to move anyway. So, what lessons have the music industry taught you so far?
The first and foremost, the one thing that I always say to artists that I work with is stay true to yourself. Because this industry will try to push you so many different ways and try to tell you you need to do this, you need to do that. And it's like, yes, you have to be able to take corrective criticism,
Right.
and you have to be able to be fluid and change certain things, but you have to always like stay true to your core. That's the main thing. For women, it's hard being a woman in this industry. Almost every dude you run into, like 95%, are going to try to shoot their shot, and they're going to try to sell you dreams. And you just don't. I was one of those people, like, I wasn't trying to go that route. So I feel like that's part of probably why certain things didn't happen for me. But then I see chicks that did go that route and nothing happened for them either.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, don't, like, I feel like that's also part of being true to yourself. Don't do, like, stick to the core of you, whatever it is. I'm not judging anybody, but your values and your core, don't let this industry change you, because it can. I've seen it happen to so many people.
You wrote about it actually in a song called "The Industry," right?
Yes.
Yes. And what album is that on, so we can go find it? Because I think
That's on Sagacity. It's actually the first song on there.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Go get that, stream it, listen to it. It displays her writing skills, and she's able to really tell you what's going on in the industry and what not to do and what she's noticed that works. And yeah, it's really good. So Sagacity, which I was calling it Saga City.
I know. Everybody does that.
And you looked at me like, oh God, another dumbass. That's the way you looked at me. But I'm like trying to make it work. Saga City, you tell stories and you're from the city, trying to make it work. And it's like, it's Sagacity. So yeah, Sagacity, that's what it's called. So go look for that. Well, tell me about your religion or spirituality.
So I'm not really a religious person. I'm more into spirituality. I believe in God. I believe, energy. If God is in all of us, I feel like, there's some people that basically, like, they'll sit on their butt all day and, I need a job, and they're praying, but, like, they say faith without works is dead. So it's like, I feel like we have to, like, those who help themselves will get help type stuff. And I feel like our frequency and our energy is so important to the things that happen for us. If you're negative, most of the stuff in your life is probably not going to be that great. If you're positive, like, I try to practice every day I wake up and I'm just, like, grateful and focus on the things that I do have versus the things that I don't have, and it just seems like the blessings just come more and more the more grateful you are.
How do you set your goals, though? I mean, what do you do? This is what I want in the future for myself. How do you go about getting
I write it down first, and then I feel like I come up with a plan first and then, like, the goals. So I kind of set, like, some realistic goals and then, like, some kind of unrealistic goals. But I manifest a lot, and meditation, like, when I go to sleep, I usually listen to, like, meditation videos, certain frequencies for certain things I want.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what works for me.
Works. It really does work, writing it down and, just getting on that frequency that you need and being grateful. A lot of people don't have a plan. They just, well, I'm good. I did this song. I'm going to throw it out there. Yay, go get it.
And no judgment to anybody that's, like, overly religious. Like, I feel like anything that makes you a better person, whether it's going to church, whether it's going to therapy, whatever it is, like, if it's for making you better, like, do it, You can't worry really about what other people think if it's something that's bettering you, Right. So there's times that I've gone to church, or I do go to church. There's certain times where you you can feel in a dark place, so you need to go. And it's like, go, like whatever it is that you need to better yourself, you know, do it.
So you are a part of the tribe, though. You know what I mean, right?
I think I know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to talk a little bit about that, or it's up to you?
I don't know what you're talking about, though. I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, your dad, you told me your dad is...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about that, or...
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, my dad is Jewish, but I wasn't raised Jewish, so I don't really, like, identify with, you know, as far as their religion and, you know, all that. But I mean, I learn about it because it's a part of me, you know, so I always want to like learn like where I came from and stuff. So like there are times I participate in it. I go with my family, or I have a friend that's Jewish, so I go and like participate in some of the stuff, you know.
That's cool.
But I was never like raised like that, so I couldn't just like break it down for you.
Right. Well, and I noticed, tell us what that is. Yeah.
It's a chai. It's actually like a Hebrew letter, and it's like for like life, and 18 is like a good number. So it's just like all goodness, basically.
Okay. What does 18 stand for? Because I mean, I don't know. I'm asking.
It's just like a not lucky, but like a really good number.
Okay. Oh, so does that mean 18?
It's like, it's a chai is what it's called. Some people are like, is that a machine gun? And I'm like, no, it's not. You know?
Why would you be wearing a machine gun? But okay.
I know, but it means like life and like beautiful. Good luck, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's really beautiful. So,
thank you.
Are there any changes that you would make as a person, a woman in the industry, to the music industry?
Like changes that I would make for who? Myself or just?
For women in general, if you could go in there and just change things with a magic wand, what would it be? What?
For one, okay, so what I do like about it for women now is now it's like so many women are more able to be in the limelight, where previously, you know, men can work. So you could have, you know, Jay-Z work with Kanye, or Drake work with Jay-Z, or whoever, right? But women, it was like there could only be one. You know, it had to be either like Lil Kim or this. Well, I feel like it was kind of more, there could be more back then. But like, for instance, it was like Cardi against Nicki. Like, why can't there be both?
Right.
But I feel like now it's kind of opening up more to where it's acceptable for women to be, it's a male-dominated industry, let's be real. But I feel like now it's starting to open up, and women are starting to have a voice in this industry.
Right. And Cardi B, I think, is a really big influence for that too, because I know she partners up with different women, and it's like, okay, let's do this. I love her.
Right.
Yeah. So she's got several, and I want to say duets because that sounds so old, but collaborations with other female artists that.
Right. Yeah, she's always like bringing someone on.
Yeah, I like that.
On like the cusp of blowing up.
Mm-hmm. Beyonce does too. So yay. So.
And that's what it should be about. I mean, it shouldn't be like there can only be one. You know, everybody has something else to bring to the table. So.
And let me tell you what those fights do. You know, that one woman pitting one woman against the other. You know, you go to other cultures and you talk to them, they think that's what we do here. You know, if you're a woman of color, you twerking all the time, I can touch you anywhere you want because you're a hoe, and you fight each other. So that's what I'm expecting. Go ahead and do that. Tell me some of your thing. It's like, look, I know that you're Asian and this is what you saw, but that's not how we really operate over here. I'm sorry to disappoint you. My sister told me something like that when she was in the corporation where she worked. She had to pick up somebody from, I want to say South Korea. Korea. It was a woman, and she was like, okay, well, let me see how y'all operate. And she was trying to get into that clapping. I was like, girl, what are you doing? That's not what we do over here. That's what you see. It's supposed to be entertainment, but you know, that's why I'm so glad women now are collaborating more and are showing a sisterhood like what the guys do. So, you know, it's good. It's starting. I hope it continues. So how has your life been different than you imagined, like from a kid to now? What were your goals as a kid? Not that they really matter now, but I mean...
So as a kid, like, I kind of like, when you're a little kid, you're like, oh, to be a firefighter, something stupid. I used to want to be a veterinarian. And then, but then, like, as I kind of turned into my teens, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wasn't like other little girls. Like, other little girls, like, they knew how many kids they were going to have. And, I'm going to marry a guy named this, and I'm going to name my kids this. Like, that wasn't me. I was just like, I just, like, knew I wanted to be, like, great. I wasn't quite sure what. And then as I got older and the creativity started, coming through, I just kind of felt like this was, I didn't know what exactly my end game was going to be, but I wanted to do something like creative instead of sitting behind a desk job or something, working for someone that, like, as soon as, like, you die from being overworked, and then they replace you like the next day.
Right. That's right. You get the gold watch and you're sent on your way. It's like, this is all I'm worth. It's a gold watch.
Right.
So yeah, you're quite.
But some people are happy like that, and that's okay.
Yeah, but it's not a one size fit all type thing, and I think that's what we're learning now as a society. People want to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
So you're quite the Renaissance woman, and you're very creative. Can you tell the people what you do? You do more than just music. So tell us what you do.
So I paint pictures. I'm an artist. Mm-hmm. It's something I didn't even know I could do. Like, I used to draw when I was a kid, but then as a teenager, I just stopped. And then as an adult, like maybe 7-8 years ago, I was like, I want to kind of do something as a hobby that's not music. And I just went and bought some paint and canvases, and then I posted it, and someone wanted to buy it, and then it just turned into a business.
Wow. And show us some of your work, because I see you got one back there.
That one, actually, I didn't do. Go figure.
Really?
But I do have, yes, but most of my work is not here.
Oh, wow. So how can we find some of your work? I mean, because you have it for sale.
So I have like 2 separate Instagrams. I have my Teleoso, and then I have the Oso Artistry.
Mm-hmm.
OSO Artistry on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So, and you do more.
And that's where, most of my paintings sell like just by social media and like word of mouth.
Yeah, and she does really, really great art. It's amazing. But you do more than just art, more than just rap and write music. What else do you do?
So I cook kind of really well.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been doing it lately. I used to like actually sling plates at one point, pre-COVID. But it was like so overwhelming, and it's just me, that I was so stressed out. It was just me. So it got too much to where I couldn't do it by myself. And I would literally be up from like 6 a.m. to like finishing up around 8 p.m. And I just was like, this isn't worth it to me. It was just stressful when I could like literally paint a picture and, be relaxed the whole time and make the same amount.
But you could get on like YouTube and do a cooking channel, because the girl can cook, y'all. And just show how you make your food, because people who can't cook, need to know. Okay, I need another dish. Let me go to Teleoso's YouTube page and see what she's got going on. I'm telling you, that might work for you, and that way you don't have to really do all that.
I even thought everyone's like, get on TikTok and be like a rapping chef, and I'm like,
Ooh, that's good.
There's a lot of things I want to do, but it's just like, how am I going to have the time to do it?
Right.
Right. When I have my regular stuff I have to do.
Right.
So it's like, it's something, I would be open to doing, but it's just like, I would have to I need to manage my time. What I need.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have so many different things that you do. All of them would work. So you'd be the TikToking, rapping, painting chef on TikTok. You're doing that, all that in about 4 or 5 minutes, right?
Gosh.
So what does the future hold for you, Miss Teleoso? What do you see?
Well, if I knew that, no, I'm kidding.
But you say you manifested, so I don't know if you
Right.
want to share that now.
So, like, I have some things in the works right now that I really can't speak on.
Right.
But it's some really good big stuff coming. I feel like I'm closer to everything I want. It's like I feel like every 3 months I kind of like level up.
Yeah.
And I'm closer and closer to, in different rooms that I didn't think I would ever be in, working with people that like I used to like look up to and dream about, and sometimes I'm in situations I'm like, I don't even deserve to be in this room, but it's like, I'm going to be an asset to any situation I'm put in. I know that, so I can be the least talented person in the room, but I'm still going to bring something I'm going to deliver every time. So at the end of the session, I'm usually like, okay, I belong here.
Yeah, of course. And how are you going to manifest something, throw that out there in the universe, and then it delivers, and you're like, I don't deserve to be in the room. Yes, you do. This is what you asked for.
I know, it's just like, I stay humble, always, because the Lord giveth and He taketh away, So it's like I'm never like too proud or feel like I'm above, anything. And so there are situations where like it's not necessarily that I don't deserve to be here, but like, wow, like these people like have all these accolades and this and that, and I'm nowhere near that yet, But they believe in me, so it's like.
There you go. Yeah, And I think we have to really, really redefine what humility is, because I think when God gives you what you want, or the universe or whatever, whoever you pray to gives you what you want, you got to know that you're supposed to be there and not feel any different. Like, yes, I know that you won 5 Grammys, but I'm in the room. And this is what I wanted. So, of course, I deserve to be here. Or even celebrate, go ahead and celebrate.
Right.
I got this particular award or reward or whatever. And celebrate that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know? Not being humble is going into the room like, you know what? I don't care if you won 5 awards. This is what I do. No. You do want to work and be amicable, but you want to celebrate what you do and know that you deserve to be there. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. Okay. Well, for generations listening and watching this years from now, drop us some wisdom. What would you like to pass on to them, the next generation?
I am not the person to be passing anything on to generations. Just kidding.
You're so silly. You're silly.
I joke so much that when you tell me like be serious, it's like so hard for me. Make sure you have a message. People are always watching. There's times, I'm not a role model here. You know what I'm saying? So there's times that like, I say some crazy outlandish stuff, or, I'm opinionated or whatever. And I know I'm not always right, but it's my opinion or whatever the case may be. But you have to just make sure, there's always someone watching, whether you care or not. A lot of people are like, are we allowed to cuss or no?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay. The no fucks given thing. Okay. People are always like, no fucks given, I'll replace you, this and that, but like not everybody's replaceable.
Right.
So my biggest thing is like, as cliche as it sounds, I like really try to treat people well. Anybody that comes to me, like I want them to leave better than they came. I really try to like be a good person. I wasn't always like that. But as I've matured and elevated as a human, I really try to like treat people well and, do unto others as I want done upon me.
Right.
And, so many people now are just like an eye for an eye and the petty and this and that, like I really try not to feed into that. Like I'm not going to always match your energy. Like I'm not going to let you bring me down from who I am you know, to get stooped to your level. Like, you got it. You know, I'll take that L. You win, you know. So just people are watching, you know. Your energy, you know, who you are, character is everything to me.
Right.
So just like, you know, that's my thing. Have a solid character.
Right. And I think I love that. You were serious and it worked out. And you said that, be you know, remain yourself. But also, you know, you do want to make sure that you look at character and that you're the best person that you can be at the time. So.
Right.
And you definitely do that. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So please give us your social media. Give us your social media so we can follow you. And
so Instagram is at Teleoso, Teleoso, and also Oso Artistry, which is at OSOARTISTRY. Good. I'm not really active on Twitter, but I have a Teleoso Twitter.
Oh, what is it? Do you know it?
At Teleoso.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything's at Teleoso across the board.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Any last words? I mean, I think you kind of killed it with for the next generation. You did, but if you have any more gems to drop, last words.
No, just like, you know, stay true to yourself, do good, be good. That's pretty much it.
All righty. Well, thank you for joining us at the Vibe Hive, because that's what this is.
You.
Santana B, get it? Vibe.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And, you know, good luck for everything that you're doing. We're watching you, right?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, take care.
You too.
Okay.
Take it easy. Thank you.
All